Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing my April beauty favorites for you guys, as well as some skincare, but I also have some unfavorites that I'm going to be incorporating in this month, just so I can kind of give you guys like a mini review. So I actually have quite a bit of stuff, like new stuff that I've been trying out, so we're just going to go ahead and get started. I am going to start out with some Bare Minerals products. This is the Bare Minerals Invisible Glow and Invisible Bronze. They did come out with these, I think it was earlier this year. They do have several different shades. I got the shade Fair to Light in both of these. This is the Invisible Bronzer. I love this. Like, kind of looking at it in the pan, it doesn't look like anything special. But it's one of those that like, oh my gosh, like it's so incredibly smooth. Like I cannot get over how smooth this bronzer is. It builds up on the skin so beautifully. And it just, oh my gosh, I mean, it's like the perfect bronzer for me. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see it because it's like a couple shades darker than my skin tone. But oh my gosh, I love it. I love the formula. I love how long it lasts on my skin. And I actually might pick up the darker shade because I think that since summer's getting here, I could go a little bit darker. And then this is Invisible Glow. Again, the shade Fair to Light. I really like the packaging. This is kind of like, these are like the Hourglass, those like products, because they're very smooth. This has kind of got like that marbled kind of detailing in it. This is very, very soft. Like these products I can barely feel are on my skin. Shoot, I don't know if you guys could hear that, but that wind is like really strong. It was like hailing here the other day. Oh, it was crazy. Here's that shade right there. It's just a very natural shade. I think that it looks, you know, not too like out there and like too, I don't know the word. Like it doesn't give you like that super highlighted effect. It's very natural. It's something that I wear on like a wedding day. Or if you're kind of new to highlighters and stuff, I think that this would be really pretty because it's not super shimmery or super glittery like the next one I'm going to mention, which is by Tarte. And I didn't realize how many Tarte products I had here, but this is the Exposed Highlight. I picked this up during the 21 Days of Beauty. This one is like, oh my gosh, it's so stunning. This is the highlighter that I actually have on today. It's just like a really pretty like white gold. You guys see that? That's the Bare Minerals one and that's the Tarte one. Oh my gosh, but I think it looks so gorgeous. It's also the highlight that I have on today. And I just think that the formula of these are just so incredibly nice. This was the first time I had tried their highlighters because I think I'd swatched one of them and it was pure glitter. But someone said that that was just Stunner. So I was really excited to pick up this one. And I picked up the other shade, but the other shade isn't as flattering on my skin tone as Exposed is. And I can't even remember what the other shade was called. Again, I do have another Tarte product. This is the Tarte Blush in Dazzled. This is just a really pretty rosy mauve shade. I also have it on today, just lightly dusted. I'm not a super big blush person. Like I'm more of like, I really like bronze skin. But I like this blush because it's very light, but it's very easy to build up. The formula, like I said, is very smooth and it just, I don't know, it adds just such a beautiful flush to the cheeks. Looks really natural, really like vibrant, and just like a nice flush on your cheeks. Now this next product I'm like obsessed with. This is the Lorac Unzipped Gold Palette. This was also in the 21 Days of Beauty haul you guys probably seen. I will be doing swatches of both of these palettes that I got. But as you guys can tell, I have seriously been putting this palette like to the test. I have a combination of these three shades in my crease and in my outer corner today. I just love this. It's easy to work with. The formula is so incredibly nice. I definitely think that if you're a fan of the Lorac Pro palettes, you should check these out because those used to be some of my favorite palettes, but I do like these better. I just think that they blend better. There's not as much fallout. The pigmentation is just really nice. They are really pigmented though, so I'd suggest just barely dipping your brush in there and tapping it off and slowly building up the color. But they're not too creamy where they kind of just blend together and look muddy. You get that nice kind of like gradual gradient effect with these eyeshadows, which I really like because some eyeshadow palettes like the Kat Von D one and there is some from BH Cosmetics, if you're not careful, I feel like they like just like they're so creamy, they're like too creamy. Does that make any sense? And like too pigmented, they just like blend together almost into like nothing. It just looks like a puke color kind of. This doesn't do that. It's just a really amazing palette and I would definitely check these out. Now, I have a ton of foundations this month, but the first one is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. It took me forever to get my hands on this. You guys will see a review and demo of this probably in a couple weeks because I do have two other foundations I've already got scheduled for a review and demo. But my Rite Aid had just stocked this with the liquid lipsticks, like the Catwalk liquid lipsticks, the Photo Focus powder, as well, and several other new products. I don't know, like, I live in a small town. The two closest Rite Aids to me, like, we don't get a lot of collections like the Katy Cat collection or like a lot of like spring and fall collections. We don't get those. We just get like the main standard products. So I guess this must have done like good enough where Rite Aid was like, okay, let's send it to our smaller ones. But I love this. I like that here it's got the shade like light warm. It's got a warm undertone, a light neutral. I do have two. Again, I'll talk a little bit more about this in that review and demo. But from the drugstore, this has been like the first foundation that I've got in like almost a complete year that has actually worked on my oily skin and held up so well. And this photographs so incredibly gorgeous. Again, I'll talk more about it, but I'm just super, super impressed. And then the next foundation, you guys probably will see this video next. This is the Smashbox Studio Skin 15-Hour Wear Hydrating Foundation. I love this foundation. It's what I'm wearing today. I just think that it's just absolutely gorgeous on the skin. It's really nice, medium to buildable full coverage. It does have a matte finish. It really does last that 15 hours. It lasts when I work out, and I mean, I am so impressed with this. It's like my new holy grail foundation. Now, a foundation that does come in to really close, I guess this would come into second. It's the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Water Foundation. Again, this was another foundation I was really skeptical about trying because I hadn't heard the best reviews from people with oily skin, but I freaking love this foundation. I'm in the shade Fair Light Sand, and this is probably the closest foundation match I've ever like found. Like most foundations are just a tidbit off. Like this one is like spot on. The only thing I don't like about this is the packaging. You're supposed to like pump this, and I guess it like pumps the product up in there, but I don't like that. I wish they'd just include a regular pump, or you could just where you just pour it out on your hand. I love this, the nice frosted packaging. Again, I will have a review of this as well. But I like this because like it is so lightweight. Like I can't even tell this is on my skin. That's how lightweight this is. It's gorgeous. They have an amazing color range. You guys should definitely check it out. Again, I purchased mine at Sephora along with the Smashbox foundation as well. And next is a primer. This is a Stila One Step Correct Skin Tone Correcting and Brightening Serum. I forgot how much I love this primer until I pulled it out to try with all these foundations. I do like to try out foundations with like different primers when I'm doing like reviews and stuff of them. And this was just one of the ones that I pulled out because this one doesn't keep me the most matte. Like it does help control some of my oil, but like it gives a brightness to my skin. Like I don't want to say like a luminosity, but it really makes it brighter. And a lot of times it kind of makes those matte foundations not so incredibly matte. I just love this. I've been mixing it in with my Smashbox foundation. I just think it's such an amazing primer. So underrated, and you guys should definitely check it out. I feel like Stila in general is like a really underrated brand. Like I think that they have really amazing products. Alright, next is a sample, and this is the Bare Minerals Bare Skin Sheer Sun Serum Bronzer. So I don't really like liquid like bronzers or liquid anything or cream stuff, because usually on my oily skin, it's that if I do that, that's the first thing to go. But I've been loving like applying this on days when I just want a very like lightweight, like feeling foundation and like concealer, all of that. I just want something light, kind of like a no makeup look. What I do is I actually just take this and I will drop it out onto my hand, and then I will take my sponge and dip it in there and apply it. And at first I thought this would be too warm, but this gives like the most gorgeous glow to the skin. This is also great to wear like without any makeup. Like, you know, if you still want to give like some dimension to your face, I would definitely recommend this. This again is just a sample, but when I got it in with my stuff, I was so impressed, and I would definitely be purchasing the full-size version of this. I actually think I might have several samples of this that I was sent before and I just didn't try it, but I'm definitely glad I tried it this time. And then this next product, oh my gosh, I'm obsessed with it. It's what I got on my lips today in combination with a Buxom Full-On Lip Cream. This is the Wet n Wild Mega Last Liquid Catsuit Matte Lipstick in a Nudie Patootie. I have several of these. I don't know if I have them all, but I do have all the shades that was at my local Rite Aid, and I do want to do a swatch video. But I love this. I love the packaging. I think it's gorgeous. I love the applicator because it's got like a little Let's see if, I don't know if you guys could see. It's got like a little dip, and that holds a lot of the product. But it's like when you apply it, it applies most of that product right there in the middle, where you can then just take the edge and kind of, it's really easy to work with. I really like it. It's not a super liquidy formula. It's not a super moussey formula. It's like right in between. I love the formula of these. Like if I could choose between these and like the ColourPop ones, because that price range, I feel like that they're pretty close. This is like $5. I recommend these over the ColourPop ones every day. This is just amazing. It's not drying, but they dry down pretty quickly. Doesn't leave a tacky feeling. It's just a really nice formula. And I just feel like Wet n Wild too, like they have really stepped up their game this past year. Next is the L'Oreal Blend Artist Infallible Sponge. I just showed you guys this new one because my other ones is disgusting. I really like this. This seems to give me a more full coverage finish than the Beauty Blender or the Real Technique sponge, which I like. It's not as soft, but it still is really soft, nice and bouncy. It expands, and again, I just really like it, and I wanted to mention it to you guys. And then my last favorite is, this is the Party Prep Pair from Origins. Now, I've been down to my Sephora like the last 2 times wanting this eye cream. I wanted to kind of swatch it on my hand, see what it felt like, and every time they've been out. And I also wanted to try the spray, and they have a face cream as well. And this is just a mini version. It was 18 bucks, and I decided to get it because it was right there at the counter. And you know how it is, they just suck you in. This is the mist. Now, this, I don't like the spray on this. It's not like a nice, when you spray it, it's not like soft. It's kind of like, you know, not my favorite, but maybe it's just like the mini packaging. But that's not what my favorite is. It's this little guy right here. It's the Origins Ginseng Refreshing Eye Cream to brighten and depuff. Out of all the eye creams I've ever tried, I think this is the most brightening. Like my under eye area, like it's not cakey anymore. Like I was having a lot of issues with my concealer, my powder looking really heavy and cakey underneath there. No, this looks absolutely stunning. I cannot believe like how much of a difference I've seen in my under eye area. And I used to be a huge fan of the Bobbi Brown eye cream, but that one is quite heavy, and I almost felt like sometimes kind of weighed my under eye area down. This is very lightweight, very brightening, and I don't have too much issues with puffiness, so I can't really speak on that part. But I will be repurchasing the full size of that, and I'll probably purchase quite a few other things from this ginseng line by Origins, but I would highly recommend checking out that eye cream. Now on to my unfavorites. So the first product is this by Mario Badescu, I think it's pronounced. If I'm saying it wrong, I apologize. So this is the facial spray with aloe herbs and water. Now I've heard everyone rave about this one and the green tea one, so of course I had to pick it up. But I don't like this at all for several reasons. One, the mist isn't like, I don't know if you guys can still see this, but it's not like terrible, but it's like one of those that's not, it's not gentle. It's very like kind of burst out of there, and I don't like that. I like a very gentle kind of soft spray. And also the rose scent is so incredibly strong. Like I like a lot of perfumes that have like a very like small hint of rose. I think it's like very sexy, but this is very strong. It's very overpowering. But I also feel like this doesn't refresh my face. Like I'll put it on at night before I go to bed, or on days where I just want to refresh my face. And this just doesn't do it. And also I notice when I use this, especially at night and I wake up the next morning, I will have like little white breakouts on my skin. And this is the only thing that I really added to my skincare routine. That's the only thing I can think of that's doing it. So if you do have sensitive skin, maybe be careful. I'm thinking it's that rose scent in there that's kind of making me break out. I might try the, is it green tea one or something like that by him, because I do like really like mists like this, but I don't like how this mist. So I like how like my Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water. This is like so nice. It's like you barely, like you squirt it, it's just so nice. If you guys know what I'm talking about, like I'm really weird about stuff like that, but I don't like the sprayer on there. Now next is this Lorac Porefection Vaped Perfecting Powder. I hate this powder. I have tried to use it. It has a very yellow undertone. It's kind of hard to see on camera, but it is a very yellow. The shade also is kind of off, but this like powder actually like looks like, after it's been on my skin for a while, it looks orange. And where it is more of like a creamy powder, I feel like it really kind of grabs onto everything. Now I know it's supposed to be like a powder foundation, but as like a powder foundation, it just doesn't give me any coverage. It kind of looks like I've just set my entire face like with a translucent powder. It just grabs onto any like acne or anything. I don't like this at all, and it's, ugh, I definitely pass. Then next is, I feel like a product I feel like everyone really liked. This is the Hoola Light Bronzer by Benefit. Now, I like the color, and I like a matte bronzer, but I cannot stand this scent either. It's just too hard for me to get by. It's like the most floral scent ever. And what sucks is like when I pick it up on my brush and I apply it to my face, I can still smell it. Like usually if a product is really fragrancy, if like once I put it on my face it goes away, I can stand it. But this doesn't, and again, I like it. I do. I really like the actual product, but I cannot get past the scent. Like it really bothers me. And it's just, like I said, I can't use it. I'm just not gonna be able to use it because of that. And then lastly is actually what I've got on my eyelids today. It's the Butter London Glazed Eye Gloss in Frosted. Now I talked a little bit about these in that 21 Days of Beauty haul as well. This has got like a moussey kind of texture. I don't know if you guys can see that. I'll see if I can get like a little bit closer to the camera. Whoops. Like, I don't know. It's just like a really moussey consistency, like almost like a styling cream. These I do think work better with your finger, but I don't know if you can tell, but like looking down here, I can tell I've got like a little bits of glitter, but it might just be my eye shape that these don't work the best with. But like I do have like hooded eyes, so like these creases and stuff right here, it's like the product kind of gets stuck in those creases and starts like crumbling and peeling off. And it honestly doesn't give me like that wet appearance on my eyes. I just find that it looks just kind of dry and kind of glittery. I mean, I don't know. You guys can kind of tell me what you think down below, but I cannot seem to make them work for me. I have no idea where the other one is. I picked up another shade, but I don't know what's happened to it. But again, this was in the shade Frosted, but I didn't like the other one that I purchased either. But if you guys want to see what all I purchased in that 21 Days of Beauty haul, I'll have it linked down below. So yeah, that's all my favorites and unfavorites. As always, I'd love to know, your opinion on any of these products, especially some of those foundations, because like I was really blown away, especially by that Wet n Wild one. So yeah, just let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching.